Hi everyone. Another MunchPak here, filled with some chips and candies from around the world. I think I'm finally receiving these on a regular basis, so I finally got those kinks ironed out. I thought this time for this video I'd do something a bit different. Instead of sampling each snack one after another, and meticulously describing the taste and whatnot. I thought I'd just talk about what's up in my life at the moment, and at the same time eat candy, well, more or less normally, like I would, instead of sampling and describing. So basically, this video, I think this is gonna be like a combination of a vlog and a MunchPak video. So let's see what we got here first. This MunchPak was made with love by Roxanne. So first up we have looks like Japanese deep-ridged crab chips. I don't think I've ever had crab chips, so looking really forward to. And yeah, this origin looks really extreme, so eager to try this one out. And another bag of chips, crispy. Looks like it's chili flavored. And some fruit gummies, a cuckoo. Some Mentos Poppins. I think this is the first candy that has been put in a second time in my MunchPak. But that's okay, I really like this. And we had a similar chocolate treat in the previous MunchPak. This looks like these are white chocolate instead of the milk chocolate that was in the previous pack. Mosaic. Looks like a chocolate disc with some cookie pieces in the middle. And something that I can't read, but it's grape flavored. Peanut Butter Mountain weighs a lot. I think this is what I'm most anxious to eat from this box. A Yuppie bar. Peanut wafer with peanuts and cocoa coating. Yeah, it's a big bar and weighs a lot. And Kit Kat Chunky New York cheesecake. Of course we have Kit Kat over here, but I don't think I've ever seen a New York cheesecake flavor of it. And finally, another box of tea. I don't think I've ever tasted these teas. I don't drink tea, I hope. MunchPak, if you're watching, no more tea for me, please. Just put this out of the way. Yeah, so where to begin? So yeah, sorry for not making too many ASMR videos lately. I've been quite busy with my video games channel. I've been pounding out the unboxings. I got Far Cry 5. I unboxed the Father Edition. which got some decent views. I think like 25,000 views. But the game itself was a real letdown. A lot of small bugs, and the pacing was all wrong, and I just didn't enjoy it at all. I just hated the fact that they kept throwing. If you just want to go from point A to B, they just keep throwing the redneck enemies at you with a ridiculous pace. It's it's meant to be an open world game, like a sandbox, but you can't enjoy it. You can't plan anything because the rednecks just keep on coming. It's really silly. Actually, I almost never do that, but I actually sold the Far Cry 5 Father Edition. I got, I think I broke even, or you know, after I got a couple of dollars from YouTube advertising, I think I broke just about even, and yeah, no harm done. But I just didn't like the game, Far Cry 5, because yeah, I just didn't want it on my shelf, basically. And of course, when you want to sell something, you have to sell it as soon as possible, you know, as close to the release as possible. So that's how you get a decent price of it. Then a friend of mine got Yakuza 6, the After Hours Premium Edition, and he was actually a good sport about it. He let me unbox his game. You know, I'm not that big of a Yakuza fan, but of course I always welcome a new unboxing on my channel. So that was really nice of him for me to lend it for a day. But the game that I've been well, first I did a press kit unboxing. God of War, and yeah, that's got really good views as well. I think at least 25,000 for that as well. I'm really happy about that. And the game is fantastic. It's of course, God of War started out on the PlayStation 2, and it was an action game purely. And by the third game, that was on the PlayStation 3, I had really grown weary of it. I think, you know, 3 was just boring in its action and bloodshed, and you know, Kratos was less of a cool dude, but basically a brat. You know, and the dialogue was really bad in 3, and the motivations of Kratos in the third game, it's just childish, basically. But luckily they went somewhere else with this new one on the PlayStation 4. It's mostly an adventure game. For most of the game, it's linear in the fact that you have to go from one area to the next area. But there are tons of little side detours and side tracks that you can take. And search secrets and loot. The exploration is just right. You know, it's not an open world game, but that just means that they have been able to put in a lot of polish into each area. And you know, no area is you know, looks unfinished or uninteresting. Everything is just really gorgeous, and the game looks absolutely fantastic. And you can really take the scenic route with this game, and well, basically every route is scenic route here. It's really fantastic. And there's a great RPG like character progression. You gain experience points and skills, and you get a lot of loot. It's the best thing in the game. You get loot after loot after loot, and then you can craft new gear for yourself, and or you know, update your current gear. Just really really hooks you up. But still the best thing about the game, I think, it's the story. It's the dialogue. You have an older Kratos, not that childish man baby of the third game. It's really wise, but not really a sugary type, even though he's traveling with his son. And yeah, you get some really nice scenes with a father and son, or you know, disconnected, and slowly they grow more fond of each other throughout the game. And just a really excellent story, fantastic game world. Really nice exploration and progression, loot. Everything is just top notch, and it's funny. You know, it's still an action game, but action is probably the least interesting thing about the game. It's still a fantastic action, and it looks great, plays great, and the enemies are nice and everything. But still, you don't play the new God of War for action. But it's definitely one of the best games on the PlayStation 4. It's in my top 2. I think Bloodborne still is the best game on the system. But God of War is number 2, and you really need to play it if you already haven't. Oh, these were like little crackers. I thought these were chips. But yeah, like Ritz crackers. Tasty. Well, yeah, that's what I've mainly been playing these days. it's next month comes out the remaster of Dark Souls. That's probably like my most anticipated game of the year. I didn't play the original. I played 3 and the remaster of 2, but I never played 1, so really happy that they remastered it. And the original did have some frame rate problems, so it's a game that really needed fixing as well. Well, not fixing, but just a little more help to make it more smooth. Of course, I've been tinkering away with my Warhammer miniatures, and yeah, it was. I actually got around to playing the first game of Age of Sigmar. Oh yeah, this looks good. I played it with a friend that I've played board games previously, but he also had a Warhammer, an old Warhammer Fantasy Battle Army. You know what, a rectangular basis. But yeah, you can still play Age of Sigmar with those figures. That's not a problem, even though officially you should use round bases. And it's really nice that he had the old army, and they give out updated rules for free if you want to use any of your old miniatures in Age of Sigmar. So he got to play the game and didn't have to buy a rules book or anything. It's a really nice thing about Age of Sigmar. I of course played with my Stonecast Eternals, the golden guys that I showed in one of my videos, where I showed what I have been painting. And yeah, it was really nice to finally play a game with the fully painted army. An army that I had been of the specific models that I fielded. I think I probably painted those like 200 or 250 hours total. So a really long time. So it was really nice to see them in action finally. And yes, I won. Although I do admit that I had way better luck with the dice. Of course, in a long game it evens out, but when you throw hundreds of dice throughout the game, but I got a couple of key dice rolls that really changed the tide of the game. Well, hey, that's just part of the game. But still, it's kind of bad, you know, when, of course, when I'm playing my first game, and I really want for the other guy to have a good time as well, so that they will play me a second time. You know, if they get a poor experience the first game, it's possible that they won't even play the game with me anymore. But yeah, so you of course you wish that you're gonna win, but you don't want to win too badly, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, we already agreed that we're gonna do a rematch someday. He was using his old lizardmen army, which are called Seraphon these days. They are in small pieces. Let's see if I can find a big one. I think the front of the pack looks a lot more rigid than they are in real life, but still slightly more than usual. Yeah, I guess there's a hint of seafood in there, but also some chili. Now I see that there's some chili in the bowl there. A bit spicy. Spring is finally here. It was, at least it felt like a really long winter, at least here in Finland. We had lots of snow. But now that snow has melted, and as soon as my backyard was thawed out, I went and took out my barbecue grill and started grilling. Looks good. Yeah, we grilled some sausages and corn cobs for our first barbecue of the year, and I think I've barbecued like 4 times already this spring, and many more to come throughout the summer. Yeah, now I've tasted everything and told you what I've been playing recently. I think these were the best of the 2 two salty ones, and of these sweet ones, maybe Kit Kat or maybe the fruit gummy drops. This was really juicy. Yeah, so a little bit of a different video this time. Let me know in the comments what you thought about this. Would you prefer a separate vlog and a separate MunchPak video, or if this is better for you, more interesting to listen to. But yeah, thanks for watching this. I'll see you next time. Bye.